हेलो एवरीवन, वेरी गुड मॉर्निंग। वेलकम टू टेस्टबुक सुपर कोचिंग फॉर रेगुलेटरी बॉडीज। कैसे आप सब लोग? आज मंडे, टुडे नॉर्मली ऑन मंडेज वी डिस्कस द PIB related MCQs and that session we are going to continue today also. The last week, last Monday, we discussed few MCQs, near about 20 to 25 MCQs regarding the PIB. We discussed in our lecture, and rest of the 25 questions I have provided through the PDF, जो PDF हमारे Telegram चैनल पे आपको प्रोवाइड किया जाता है. Today we'll try to cover as many as questions we can in a stipulated time frame which we have of 1 hour 15 minutes. So we'll try to cover as many as questions we can, and if some questions remains, then I will provide those questions in our Telegram channel. Okay, so once again, very good morning guys. So whatever the press information related stuff was in news last week, as well as the RBI's few announcements were in the news last week, so we'll cover some MCQs regarding that in today's session. Before going to start the session, if you yet to subscribe our channel, so please do subscribe the channel. This is a new channel and will be really helpful to grow our content accordingly on this particular channel. Okay, so yes guys, once again, very good morning. Hello, how are you guys? कैसे आप सब लोग? Any questions, any queries or any kind of doubt if you have, you can definitely put in the comment section. We can talk about those questions, those queries and those doubts. Again, this is the Telegram channel I was talking about, the Testbook regulatory bodies. So do subscribe this channel. So whatever the doubts, what are the queries we will be having in future, we can easily discuss in this particular Telegram channel. I will start with the session. The first question is in front of you from the PIB Press Information Bureau. The question is regarding incubation centers of DPIIT. So read the question carefully. Incubation center was inaugurated by DPIIT's National Council for Cement and Building Materials recently. Which of the following areas were discussed with the startup working with NCB, such as Lives and Sense Technologies, Auto Board, ALTSF, then Onelment and the Bio? So these are the some pointers over here. So regarding the incubation center, basically incubation centers are responsible to help new companies, to help startups to grow. For that purpose we have the incubation centers. Now the four statements are here: increasing the percentage of alternative fuels using artificial intelligence, development of pre-combustion technologies, 3D printing technology applications, hydrogen capture and utilization. So they created the incubation center. DPIIT comes under the Commerce Ministry, Department of Promotion of Industries and Internal Trade is the name of this particular department. They organize this. So answer of this question is A, B, C. Absolutely right. So increase in the percentage of alternative fuels using AI, then development of pre-combustion technologies, absolutely right, and 3D printing technology applications. The fourth point, hydrogen capture and utilization, was not there because we are talking about the cement and building material technologies, not talking about the energy, not talking about the energy sector of India. So that's why answer is ABC. It was very easy, not that difficult. If you even don't know about this news, even if you don't know about this PIB particular section or particular document, still you can answer with the logics, and that is one of the example over here. When it comes to the RBI Grade B exams or the SEBI or the NABARD, PIB plays a vital role. Okay, not all the news of PIB or not all the sections of PIB are that important, but such kind of incubation center related news, startup related news, or the DPIIT or the Commerce Ministry related news are very crucial for our exam. Now we'll move forward. We'll go to the next question. ULIP, Unified Logistics Interface Platform, continues to lead the charge in the transforming India's logistics sector. Okay. A groundbreaking workshop was held under the chairmanship of Rajesh Kumar Singh, Secretary of DPIIT, which I was talking just now. Which key aspect was emphasized during the workshop of ULIP regarding its impact on India's logistics sector? Look, ULIP concept is also used in insurance. Okay, यूनिट लिंक इंसेंटिव प्लान जिसकी बात की जाती है, दैट इज इंश्योरेंस, दैट इज अ डिफरेंट यूलिप, एंड दिस इज अ लॉजिस्टिक सेक्टर्स यूलिप. So there are 5 pointers mentioned over here. So which of the pointer is absolutely correct? ULIP's primary focus is on reducing logistic costs through the state exclusive framework. ULIP aims to create competition between states to establish most advanced logistic technology independently. ULIP's critical role is in fostering collaboration and integration among the states to create unified logistic ecosystem. ULIP offers limited opportunities for states focusing mainly on the federal logistic improvements. The workshop did not highlight any significant role of ULIP in the logistical sectors. So which is the correct answer? Logistics. Read all the statements really very carefully. Unified logistic interface platform. The purpose was that the whole country's logistics, either handled by the state or handled by any private institution or by the center, should be uniform, should be unified. That was the main purpose behind this particular workshop organized by DPIIT. So answer is 3. Look, why first is wrong? Because state exclusive. No, it was inclusive framework. Inclusive, सबको include किया था, तो पहला wrong है. ULIP aims to create competition. No, we don't want to create competition between the states. We want all states on the same page. So we are not creating any kind of competition over here. ULIP critical role is fostering collaboration, integration among the states to create unified logistic ecosystem. Absolutely right. ULIP offers limited opportunity. No, कोई भी चीज लिमिटेड अपॉर्चुनिटी के लिए नहीं लॉन्च किया जा रहा है. यहाँ पे होल सोल या होलसम अपॉर्चुनिटीज की बात की जाएगी. The workshop did not highlight any significant role of ULIP in the logistics sector, but obviously ये तो wrong statement है. So statements पढ़ के ही समझ में आती है कुछ चीजें, but बस यहाँ पे याद रखना, this logistical scenario called as a unified. So हमें किसे unify करना? We need to unify all the states and UTs of India. All the private institutions working in this field of in India, as well as the central government, everyone should be on the same page for the logistical development. We have one scheme, very famous scheme called as a PM Gati Shakti. If you remember, PM Gati Shakti is a very, very famous scheme of government of India, and Gati Shakti is talking about the India's infrastructure development, which will be very helpful for the transportation, the logistics, and the other stuff, and that is the main part. So let's go to the next question. IGNCA organized a symposium on the topic Museums and Archives, a public space for education, at Umang Auditorium to commemorate the International Museum Day. The event aimed to create awareness and attract more visitors to the IGNCA cultural archives, benefiting students, artists, and research scholars. This year's theme, so Museum Day ka theme, emphasize the role of cultural institution in providing holistic educational experience and advocating for a conscious, sustainable, inclusive world. IGNCA stands for, so basically they asked two questions. IGNCA का फुल फॉर्म और इस बार के म्यूजियम डे का थीम, ये दो चीजें आपके सामने हैं. चलो आंसर कर दीजिएगा. We created IGNCA in 1985. 1985 न्यू दिल्ली में हेडक्वार्टर कल्चर मिनिस्ट्री के अंडर आता है. सो आंसर ऑफ दिस क्वेश्चन इज 2. म्यूजियम फॉर एजुकेशन एंड रिसर्च इज द आंसर ऑफ X, which is mentioned over here. Okay, and Indira Gandhi National Center for the Arts is the answer of Y. So again, 1985 is the year, comes under Ministry of Culture. So very simple question. This question is mostly for the phase 1 type wala question, not for the phase 2, but the phase 1 type of question, and definitely such questions you will see in the exams. Out of 80 for the RBI Grade B especially, you can experience such kind of questions. Even in the other regulatory body or the supervisory body exams, you can experience this question in GA section, general awareness section. Okay, chalo आगे बढ़ते हैं. Next, read the question carefully. I will give you the extra time to read the question. I guess reading the whole question is creating the huge problem, but you need to practice it carefully. So Department of Animal Husbandry and Dairying, Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry, Dairying signed MoU today with the UNDP India on the various important areas. Which of the following statement about this MOU is correct? So four statements are there. So out of these four statements, how many statements are correct? The MOU focuses on digitization of vaccine cold chain management and includes capacity building and communication planning. MOU was signed by the Department of Promotion of Industries and Internal Trade. The partnership aims to enhance India's first animal vaccine supply chain management system. The MOU exclusively addresses the supply chain management for the human vaccine. Now, if you read this, you will be automatically going to answer. आपको ज्यादा एफर्ट्स नहीं लेने पड़ेंगे, ज्यादा मेहनत नहीं लेनी पड़ेगी, बहुत सिंपल, बहुत स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड क्वेश्चन है. Look, the MOU is about the cold chain management, absolutely right. The MOU is not signed by the DPIIT. It is clearly mentioned over here which department is there. DPIIT comes under Commerce Ministry, so there is no role of Commerce Ministry. Okay. Then the partnership aims to enhance the India's first animal vaccine supply chain, not first vaccine, first animal vaccine supply chain. Okay, we are having the vaccines for the animals, but the supply chain is a critical part. Transportation, logistics is a critical part, and that's why we focused on this. Of course, we are not talking about human vaccines here. Absolutely not, because it's about the Department of Animal Husbandry and Dairying. So we are not talking about human vaccine. So yes, many of you give the right answer. Answer is 1 and 3. So again, very easy question. RBI Grade B exams, you will experience such questions a lot, especially when it comes to phase 2. So objective questions of phase 2 are bit easier in some sense if you read the question in detail carefully. अगर आपने एक बार भी PIB का आर्टिकल पढ़ा होगा, अगर आपको PIB का आर्टिकल थोड़ा बहुत भी याद होगा, आपको आंसर करना काफी आसान बन जाएगा. Might be one thing can happen. The examiner will not describe that much, will just mention that DAHD and UNDP recently signed an agreement. Which of the following statements are correct? Okay, that can also happen. So of course, any kind of question if they will ask, you will be easily able to handle those questions. So we'll go to the question number 5. Attorney General of India Shri R. Venkatramani delivered the special address on the 15th annual day commemoration of the Competition Commission of India. Which of the following statement about the initiative and focus areas of Competition Commission of India are correct? Okay, so there are again 4 statements. So you need to tell which of the following are correct. CCI is engaged in preparing the regulatory framework under the new Competition Amendment Act 2023. CCI plans to avoid addressing issues related to the digital economy. CCI is launching a market study on artificial intelligence, understand emerging competition dynamics. CCI focus is solely on traditional market practices, ignoring modern market complexities. Again, very easy, बहुत easy है, आराम से आप आंसर तक पहुंच सकते हो. Yes, answer of this question is 1 and 3. Okay, of course 4 is not right, no doubt about that. Okay, CCI plans to avoid addressing the issue. They never try to avoid anything. Obviously, if there is something called as a digital economy, any company, any corporate sector working on the digital aspects, they are not avoiding it. Of course, every type of company, every type of corporate sector and their every activity is of course under the lenses of CCI, okay, Competition Commission of India. So no, they are not going to neglect this. So 1 and 3 is absolutely right. Competition Commission of India, created in 2003. Ravneet Kaur ma'am, she is the head right now of the Competition Commission of India, and for the 15th anniversary, R. Venkatramani, who is the Attorney General of India, is a constitutional body under Article number 76 of the Indian Constitution. Again, these are some other factual data which is important for the analysis of this news. Okay, we'll move forward. Question number 5 regarding FSSAI. Food Safety and Standard Authority of India has altered the food business operators operating ripening chambers to strictly ensure compliance with the prohibition of harmful chemicals and artificial ripening of fruits, particularly during the mango season, which commonly used for ripening the fruits like mangoes release acetylene gas which contains harmful traces of arsenic, phosphorus. This substance is also known as Masala can cause serious health issues such as dizziness, frequent thirst, irritation, weakness, difficulty in swallowing, vomiting, and skin ulcers. Identify the X. So, everywhere it was mentioned for all the fruits. Basically, mangoes, of course, is a prime focus right now because the season is of mangoes. But the every fruit, most of the times for the ripening of the fruit vendors or the business entities are using this chemical, and this chemical creating the big problem. That's why many of the times European countries are not ready to accept the fruits from India. Whenever we are exporting fruits to European countries, due to sanitary and the phytosanitary measures, they are saying ki no, we are not going to accept this. Sanitary phytosanitary measures is always talking about the chemicals used or the pesticides used or the fertilizer used or the any kind of chemical used for the fruits to grow properly. So the answer is calcium carbide. In India, calcium carbide is used like hell, like anything. Okay, and it is very common. So to sell their products and to show their products beautifully, calcium carbide is used in a very, very bigger quantity, which creates many health issues, and that was in news. When it comes to the fruit vendors, they called it as a masala. उसे मसाला कहते हैं कि मसाले में फ्रूट को डाल के रखिए या मसाला फ्रूट पे लगा के रखिए, फ्रूट ऑटोमेटिकली आपका अच्छा दिखेगा और थोड़ा सा लॉन्गर टाइम के लिए भी आगे बढ़ेगा, एंड दैट इज द केस. सो कैल्शियम कार्बाइड वाज इन न्यूज. This question again will be really, really important for all types of exam. Damn all types of exam. So just keep that in focus. Food Safety and Standard Authority of India comes under Health Ministry. Okay, it's a very, very important authority. It's a regulatory authority for all types of food manufacturing or the food industry in India. Now we'll go to the next question. In the recently released RBI bulletin, there is a growing optimism that India is on the cusp of long-awaited economic takeoff. Decentralized finance seeks to disintermediate the traditional financial system. Which of the following statement about the decentralized finance as discussed in the RBI bulletin is correct? So this question is from the RBI bulletin, not from the PIB, but from the RBI bulletin. So volatility of DEFI returns is significantly higher compared to the traditional equity returns. The empirical evidence suggests that a decrease in volatility in DFI relatively to the foreign exchange market, stock market. In the terms of exposure of the crypto system, the overall exposure to total assets under the management is estimated to be high. DEFI and its interlinkage are assessed with the traditional financial system by employing an EGARCH model. Read question carefully. आराम से question को पढ़िएगा because a little bit difficult question for you. So थोड़ा सा ध्यान से पढ़िएगा. Yes guys, क्या लगता है आपको? Yeah, answer of this question is 1 and 4. Okay, first, volatility of DFI returns is significantly higher compared to the traditional equity returns. ये तो बात सही है. Okay, so decentralized finance is again the focus. Okay, next, the empirical evidence suggests that decrease in the volatility of DFI relatively to the foreign exchange market and the stock market. Actually, it increased. It increased, not decreased. In the terms of exposure to the crypto system, the overall exposure to the total asset under the management is estimated to be high. No, wrong. Okay, and this is absolutely okay. So EGARCH model is about the exponential returns, or this model is basically used in the economy to understand, to calculate the returns which we are going to get, the investment returns which we are going to exponentially we are going to get, and for that purpose we use this. So answer is 1 and 4. A little bit difficult question, but is really, really crucial for the exam point of view. तो यहाँ पे ध्यान रखिएगा. Look, मैं आपको क्लियर कर देता हूं. In terms of exposure to the crypto system, the overall exposure to total assets under the management is estimated to be high. Okay, if RBI is working on this, okay, RBI is focusing on this, so यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है estimated to be high. Estimated, the statement is mentioned in a futuristic angle. The statement is mentioned in a futuristic angle. Okay, when RBI is working on this, RBI will always try to keep a cryptocurrency because those are the not regulated scenario. So जो चीजें रेगुलेटेड नहीं है, आरबीआई उसे हाई नहीं रखेगा इस सिस्टम के अंदर, या आरबीआई उसे हाई रखने की कोशिश नहीं करेगा इस सिस्टम के अंदर. सो यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट. आपको ये समझना बहुत जरूरी है, तो ये ध्यान रखिएगा. दैट्स व्हाई आंसर इज 1 and 4. Reserve Bank of India's Consumer Confidence Survey studied regional trends in the consumer sentiments in India. The Consumer Confidence Survey revealed the overall spending in India is primarily driven by which expenditure. Consumer Confidence Survey is very famous aspect of Reserve Bank of India. Urban as well as rural, in the both the angle, this survey gives a result. Okay. And especially urban is a major focus over here. So they talk to the common people, they collect the data from the common people, what the common people think about the economy, about the inflation, about the future aspect of the economy. So that is the point which is mentioned over here. So primarily driven by, they talked about many things. The Consumer Confidence Survey discuss about the many factors, many things, but their major focus will be always on, of course, essentials. Okay, look, remember one thing. Consumer Confidence Survey is never about the investment. Is about the common people think about the Indian economy. Common people think about the inflation. Common people think about the expenditures, and that is about the essential commodities. Okay, this is not the SEBI who is conducting the survey about the investment. Okay, remember this. Your logic should be very good. Your basics should be very good, because investments, when it comes to the investments, about the market, about the financial market, it's all about the SEBI. अगर ये सर्वे सेबी कंडक्ट कर रहा होगा तो शायद हम इन्वेस्टमेंट्स के बारे में पब्लिक को पूछते कि उनकी क्या सोच है, बट दैट इज नॉट द सिनेरियो. RBI conduct this survey to know what people think about the inflation, what people expect regarding the inflation scenario and the price stability and the overall GDP growth of the country, and that is the main factor. So essentials are the main scenario. और यहाँ पे लिखा भी है ना, primarily driven by which expenditures. So इससे भी आप लिंक थोड़ी लगा सकते हो, तो यहां पे ध्यान रखिएगा. चलो आगे बढ़ेंगे. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. अगेन द कंज्यूमर कॉन्फिडेंस सर्वे. Which of the following statements regarding the consumer confidence survey in India are true? Okay, the three statements are there. Consumer confidence survey. Regional sentiment indicators introduced the CCS shows that southern and the western regions have higher confidence level than the national average. The coherence analysis indicates that the price level have a minimum impact on the consumers' perceptions to the economic situation. The relationship between the household sentiments on the income and their view on the employment scenario has returned to the pre-pandemic level. All three statements are really very crucial. If your understanding is good, अगर आपने RBI bulletin का हाईलाइट वाला पार्ट जो हमने डिस्कस किया था, उतना भी अगर आपने पढ़ा तो भी आप इसका आंसर कर पाएंगे. Yes guys. So consumer confidence survey again given by the Reserve Bank of India. The three statements are around that. Answer is A and C. Okay. The regional sentiment indicators, ये तो बहुत सही था. Southern and the western region having higher confidence than the rest of the India. Okay. So yes, absolutely right. The coherence analysis indicates that price level have minimal impact on the consumers. How can this statement will be correct? Okay, no, absolutely not. Okay, price level are always having the big impact on the consumer's perception. Consumer confidence survey is all about that only, na? Prices, inflation, price stability is all about that. So this statement, of course, is a wrong statement. Is not a minimal impact, having a very huge impact. The relation between the household sentiments and the income and their view on the employment scenario has returned to the pre-pandemic level. Yes, absolutely right. Either it's a tourism, either it's the sentiments of the people, either it's the economic situation. Everything is going towards pre-pandemic situation, and that's what we wanted always. Because to restart the economy, first we'll get back to the previous situation. Because बीच का जो टाइम फ्रेम था वो बड़ा बैड टाइम फ्रेम था. Everything was going very good. Suddenly a bad patch came as a COVID-19. So now we are growing and we are trying to match the pre-pandemic situation. एक बार उसे मैच कर लिया, फिर वहां से वापस एक बार हम अपनी ग्रोथ को आगे ले जा सकते हैं, and that's a starting point and that should be our main priority. When it comes to World Economic Forum's data regarding tourism, which we have discussed early on, so that data also mentioned that everything regarding the tourism industry is going on the pre-pandemic situation, and now we can again restart the industry. Same for the scenario regarding consumer confidence survey. Yes, next question. Central bank currency swaps are integral part of global financial system safety net, and have played a crucial role in the global financial system since the global financial crisis. RBI, through which and the BRICS contingent reserve agreement, plays a key role in the GFSN. GFSN is a global financial safety net swap. Okay, there is a concept of currency swap because after 2008 crisis, Lehman Brothers crisis, one thing every country realized that you can't depending on one foreign currency, you can't depending on one particular currency asset for the trade or for the investment, for anything. And that's why every country, because the valuation of the currencies are so flexible and it creates a huge risk, that's why currency swap came into the very much in news, especially after 2008 crisis, 2011 crisis, that is Euro crisis. Okay, after that we started working very perfectly on this currency swap. So recently with many countries we discuss about the swap, but the two things are created by the RBI, and one is regarding the SARC currency swap. Okay, this framework is also helping India especially and even the neighboring countries, that is SARC countries, so that the volatility of dollars, volatility of foreign currency will be very helpful for them. And in the BRICS contingent reserve arrangement, the contingent is again the emergency situation. So BRICS countries also created a one particular framework. If there will be some volatility issue with the foreign currencies or the dollars or the any forex reserve, then such kind of things will be helpful for us. Swap means we are swapping one currency to the another currency. Okay, because if one currency will create a huge pressure on your balance of payment, on your whole deficit scenario, then you can go with the another currency, which will be helpful. Yes, next question, question number 11. Which meeting of Central Board of Directors of RBI was recently held in Mumbai? Okay, after that particular meeting, the dividend was in news, and through that meeting, RBI Central Board accepted the annual report and the financial statement, which will be released soon. Okay, so very simple work, बहुत easy है. RBI's Board of Directors near about total 21 directors will be there. This is the fixed number, 21 directors, out of which a governor plus 4 deputy governor, then 4 person or 4 directors from the different offices of RBI, that is western office, then the northern office, then the southern office, and then the eastern office. Okay, इसके अलावा the 2 people will be from the finance ministry के 2 representatives रहेंगे, and the rest of the people will be nominated by government of India from different fields. So together we have 21 member central board, which is the highest decision making authority of RBI and is always chaired by the RBI governor. The meeting which was organized recently was the 608th meeting of RBI. Okay, this is a very unusual question, okay, but they can ask this question for the 1 marker. We should know about it. Central Board of Directors is the highest decision making authority of RBI. Remember that statement. Remember that statement, because many of the time they are asking this question, which of the following is the highest decision making authority under RBI, and many of the time people are marking like governor. Okay, माना कि गवर्नर इस सेंट्रल बोर्ड के चेयरपर्सन होते हैं, बट वो अकेले निर्णय नहीं लेते हैं, पूरा सेंट्रल बोर्ड निर्णय लेता है, और जो आपके लिए काफी इंपॉर्टेंट रहेगा. ठीक है, चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. नेक्स्ट, Central Board reviewed the global domestic economic scenario, including risk to the outlook recently. Which of the following statement about the meeting of Central Board of Directors and the Reserve Bank of India correct? So, कौन सा statement यहाँ पे correct है? Okay, again, we discuss about this. The risk provisioning under the contingent risk buffer to be maintained with a range of 5.5 to 6.5% of RBI's balance sheet. The board decided to maintain CRB to 5.50% for the 23-24. The board approved the transfer of 2,10,874 crore as a surplus to the central government for accounting year 23-24. Very, very easy question for you, a kind of a cakewalk question for you. Answer is A and C according to you. Yes, B is correct. B is wrong because it's not 5.50, it is 6.50, the higher side. So we have the range of 5.5 to 6.5. The range is given by Bimal Jalan Committee recommendations. So we are following this range depending on the Bimal Jalan Committee's recommendation. So under this range, this time RBI maintained the higher contingent reserve, the risk buffer, that is 6.5%. And even though we maintain the highest side, still RBI able to provide the highest check ever regarding the dividend to the government of India. And the speculation, it might not recur again. It might not be such a bigger check again in future. And it is a speculation because right now no one can predict anything. You never know what will happen in the economy. But right now, these are the some predictions given by the few economists. Okay, आगे बढ़ते हैं. Now next, again the PIB based question for you. Read the question carefully. Interministerial workshop on responsible business conduct in India was attended by senior officers of various ministries in partnership with the UNDP. Which of the following statement about the interministerial workshop on responsible business conducted in India organized by IICA and IMCA are correct? So read this regarding the interministerial meeting. The 5 statements are there and then you need to answer. MS Nusrat Khan emphasized the key role of National Action Plan on Business and Human Rights in achieving the UN agenda. The significance of the Namaste scheme for the empowerment of sanitation workers are emphasized. The objective of the workshop was to map policies of different ministries aligned with the responsible businesses, seek inputs in documenting initiatives pertaining to responsible business leading towards Vikasit Bharat. Importance of leveraging digital infrastructure to promote transparency and accountability in the financial disbursement. This was the 3rd interministerial workshop on the subject, with the first one held in Jan in New Delhi. Yes guys, the 5 statement, little bit bigger question. Yeah, answer is A, B, C, D. Okay, so this is the case over here. So interministerial workshop on the responsible business conducted in India. Remember that thing. So answer is A, B, C, D. Again, the Namaste scheme for the empowerment of sanitation worker was emphasized. This is very, very important. A question can be asked. Again, UN Agenda 2030, because if there is UNDP, then of course agenda will be for the 2030. So nothing wrong in that. And Vikasit Bharat. Everywhere right now, we're talking about Vikasit Bharat only continuously. By 2047, we need to make our country very developed kind of scenario, which we are focusing on. So answer of this question is A, B, C, D. Yes, this is a easy question. Read this question carefully. A defense based question for phase 1, especially for the phase 1. Chief of Defence Staff General Anil Chauhan sir, in his address at the 22nd Major General Samir Sinha Memorial Lecture, emphasized the need for 3 services to create joint culture as they move towards forming joint operation structures. He termed this development as a jointness 2.0, which was the following statement correctly described the focus of jointness 2.0. So 2.0 focus on the creating integrated theater commands. Jointness 2.0 aim to respect the incorporated unique aspect of the each service while fostering the unified joint culture. Jointness 2.0 involves the separation of operational functions from the administrative function to enhance the focus on security. Jointness 2.0 aim to be better bonhomie and the conscience among the services. So again, very easy. If you'll read the question carefully, jointness, if you'll understand the jointness concept, you will definitely going to answer this. Very, very easy, not that difficult. Yes guys, answer is A, B and C. Okay, so this is the answer of this particular question. Okay, so इसी एंगल में इसे क्रिएट किया गया and that's the scenario. चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. वन सेक. आई गेस यहाँ पे डी भी होना चाहिए. डी शुड बी द केस. मेरे ख्याल से ऑप्शन में कहीं पे नहीं है. सो ए बी सी डी के ऑल दी ऑप्शंस आर राइट बिकॉज दिस इज ऑल्सो राइट. ये भी सही है के इसका एम वही है, कंसाइंस बिटवीन द डिफरेंट सर्विसेज. यस एब्सोल्युटली. सो ऑप्शन वाज नॉट देयर बट यस ऑल द थिंग्स आर देयर. जॉइंटनेस फोकस ऑन क्रिएटिंग इंटीग्रेटेड थिएटर कमांड्स. थिएटर कमांड्स का मतलब बेसिकली क्या होता है कि अ जॉइंट सिनारियो जहां से आप डायरेक्टली एक्शन ले सकते हो. थिएटर कमांड. ओके, तो थिएटर कमांड इज बेसिकली अ हायर कमांड इन द डिफरेंट एरियाज ऑफ द कंट्री इफ सच काइंड ऑफ सिचुएशन अराइजेस. सो आपको सबको एक जगह इकट्ठा करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. ऑलरेडी यू हैव द थिएटर कमांड. सो आंसर इज यस ऑल ऑफ द अबाउ. ए बी सी डी यहां पे चाहिए था विच वॉज नॉट देयर. चलो क्वेश्चन नंबर 15. In a significant step towards addressing the issue of air pollution, researchers from IIT Jodhpur has published groundbreaking research in Nature Communications Journal, shedding light on the sources of composition of particulate matter in northern India. The study addressed the critical scientific problems crucial for Indian policymakers in devising data-driven effective mitigation strategies under the ongoing National Clean Air Program. Which of the following statements are correctly describe the focus of the study? Okay, so 3 pointers are there. Read these pointers. Identification of the fine particulate matter, 2.5 sources and their absolute contribution, distinguishing between the local and regional origins. Comprehensive distinctions between directly emitted particulate matter and those formed in the atmosphere over the large spatial and temporal scale. Analysis of the economic impact of air pollution control measures on the local industries. So what can be the answer? Remember this, IIT Jodhpur for northern part of the country, okay, northern India. So which IIT and which part of India air pollution research? That will be the very simple question. Answer of this question is A and B. A and B is the answer of this question. Analysis of the economic impact of air pollution control measures on the local industry. This was not considered. This was not considered, not on the industry, on the people. Okay, what will be the impact? What is the impact of air pollution not on the industries, the overall economy as well as on the common people? That was a major focus of this. Particulate matter 2.5. So whatever the matters are there due to the air pollution and which creates a problem for our system, for especially for the lungs and the other part. So answer is A and B for this particular question. Question number 16. SCAR, Scientific Committee on Antarctic Research conference was themed, and this conference was recently organized. Okay, previously we organized this conference in 2007 in New Delhi. Now this conference was organized in Kochi. Okay, so recent conference was in Kochi. So what was the theme for this year? A one marker question. Frankly, this is a one marker question for you. Answer of this question is 3. Antarctica in changing world. That was a theme for this year's conference. This was a international conference which we have organized. Okay, so remember that. Aims to empower participants by enhancing their defense skills, technique, capability, share best practice and work towards unified and robust cyber defense posture. It will promote joint manship and synergy in planning, preparedness and defense framework. The event reaffirms a commitment of Indian Army forces to safeguarding national security in the increasingly important domain. Okay, which was organized. A very simple question. 7 बजे के सेशन में हमने इसके ऊपर बात की थी regarding the CDS. Our Chief of Defense Staff was present or he addressed for this particular mission or the exercise. Answer is exercise Cyber Suraksha 2024. Absolutely right. So CDS, Chief of Defense Staff, was present and he addressed this particular event. Absolutely right. आगे बढ़ते. During the national brainstorming session organized by the Department of Science and Technology at the Indian National Science Academy, several critical areas were discussed. Which of the following areas was not a focus of the discussion? Not a focus of the discussion. That is a question for you. So remember that. Department of Science and Technology and the National Science Academy. So which was not the focus of the discussion? Yes, answer is climate change mitigation was not the part of their discussion. Research innovation, of course, equity inclusion, technology development, international cooperation, but climate change mitigation was not the scene. Now these questions will create a huge problem because right now everywhere we talked about the climate change, we talked about the environment, CO2 reduction in the CO2 emission, green hydrogen, green energy, etc, etc. Okay, so that's why a brain sometimes not ready to accept, okay, this can also be the case as a not a focus of discussion, okay, because they purely talked about the research innovations and the international cooperation, the inclusiveness in the research and development. That was their main focus, not the climate change mitigation. So यहाँ पे गड़बड़ हो सकती है, यहाँ पे chances बहुत ज़्यादा है गड़बड़ होने के, ध्यान रखिएगा. Question number 19. In the inaugural address to the national brainstorming session on transforming science, technology and innovation ecosystem in India, DST emphasized the need for agile and adaptive policies. What specific role mentioned that DST should lead in? Department of Science and Technology. Yes, read all 5 statements carefully and then answer. The answer of this question is 4. Developing the policy intervention in harmony with all line ministries for ease of doing research and facilitating the deep tech startups. Absolutely right. बहुत बढ़िया. Very good. Okay, so right answer of this question is 4. So now you people get the absolutely correct answer. Yes, we'll go to the next question. Question number 20. Employees Provident Fund Organization is a statutory body under the Ministry of Labour and Employment, the Government of India, responsible for regulating, managing provident funds, pensions, insurance scheme for Indian workforce. EPFO's provisional payroll data released on 20th of May, highlighting EPFO's added how many net members in the month of March. Okay, जितने ज़्यादा लोग EPFO में add हो रहे, इसका मतलब है कि formal employment is increasing. Formal employment is increasing. There are some new entries. There are some old entries. Old entries का मतलब है कि शायद बीच में जॉब नहीं था, वापस एक बार जॉब स्टार्ट हो गया है, तो वो EPFO का पैसा, PF का पैसा आना शुरू हो गया है. So in that way, so new entries. So if there are more and more new entries, which shows a formal employment is increasing in the India, formal employment is happening in India, and that's a good sign basically. So answer is 14.41 lakh. Okay, that is the number, and which is a very significant number. EPFO is a statutory body. Again, the ministry is very important organization for the government of India, provident fund purposes, and that's the point mentioned. Recently, regarding the provident fund, online system was online system was already there for the claim settlement. So the limit of that system was 50,000 rupees. Now this system, the limit has been increased to 1 lakh. So if you want to withdraw some amount of money from your PF account, from your provident fund account, for the health issues, for the education, for the marriages, or for the housing development, okay, you can withdraw the money. And if you want the money under 1 lakh, then you can directly go online and you can request. Within 3 or 4 days they will disburse the amount अगर 1 लाख से कम है. Earlier the limit was of 50,000. Now the limit is being increased, and the case study was also mentioned by the EPFO in one of the recent document given by them. Gender-wise analysis of payroll data in EPFO unveils that out of the new members, around 2 lakh are the new female members. Also, the net female member additional during the month stood at around, okay, so new members, so near about 2 lakh new members are female, means अगर women employment की बात करें तो ये एक पॉइंट यहाँ दिखाई दे रहा है. ओवरऑल की बात करें, न्यू एज वेल एज ओल्ड, जो मैंने कहा था कि कुछ जॉब के बाद वापस एक बार रिजॉइन होते हैं, द फीमेल मेंबर एडिशनल इज इंडिकेटिव of a broader shift towards more inclusive and diverse workforce. So definitely this question can be asked in the mains angle also. Answer is 2.90 lakh. Okay, so that is the data mentioned by the EPFO. Yes guys, the committee had recommended that the risk provisioning under the contingent risk buffer be maintained with a specific range of the RBI's balance sheet. Which of the following statement about the contingent risk buffer is correct? Okay, so contingent risk buffer, so we know the range is from 5.5 to 6.5 is the range with respect to the balance sheet. We know the committee is a Bimal Jalan committee, we also know that. So tell me which statement is absolutely correct here. Answer of this question is true. CRB came to realize that equity is primarily built up from the retained earnings. Okay, look, CRB is a fund primarily built up for the external borrowings to meet the future risk and losses. Okay, built up from the external borrowings, no. Okay, borrowings nahi. The CRB is exclusively used for funding a new investment, absolutely not. CRB is mandatory for all publicly traded companies, not. Okay, the CRB refers to the profit earned by the banks over the year, absolutely not. Okay, so CRB is a RBI's concept, okay, is akin to realize that equity and is primarily built up from the retained earnings. जो भी आपकी रिटेन अर्निंग है उसमें से, बोरोविंग से या किसी और चीज से आप इसे मेंटेन नहीं करोगे, आप अपने अर्निंग से इसे मेंटेन करोगे, वॉट एवर द अर्निंग यू आर हैविंग, क्योंकि ये बैलेंस शीट का पार्ट है कि इनकम एक्सपेंडिचर स्टेटमेंट का पार्ट है. सो आपकी जो भी अर्निंग है उस अर्निंग में से कुछ पैसा निकालोगे, जो बचेगा फिर दोगे. पैसा बोरो करके रखोगे तो क्या ही सेंस बनता है कि इट विल नॉट शो द योर अर्निंग्स ना, बिकॉज यू आर बोरोविंग द मनी, एंड दैट्स व्हाई आंसर इज ट्रू ओवर हियर. Very easy question. I did not to discuss this question with you. We already many of the times talk about this. The last week's PIB and the RBI document, because there were no much PIB news in the last week. Okay, most of the PIB news were defense oriented, which we also saw. Okay, आप में से बहुत लोगों को लग रहा होगा कि केवल डिफेंस से डिस्कस कर रहे हैं, बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली PIB was very much defense oriented last week. Anyways, elections are going on, and that's why not much news from the PIB. So that's why we also covered some sections from the RBI's announcement. So this answer is very simple: 2,10,874 crore. That is a dividend which we talked about. I will cover a few questions other than this week's PIB. I will again include. I have included a few questions, and we'll discuss those questions. Okay, not much. Like 6-7 questions we are going to cover. Masgaw Dock Shipbuilders Limited was in news recently, if you remember, 250 years completion, and we also released one coin, a commemorative coin for the Masgaw Dock Shipbuilders Limited. So give me the answer. Which prototype was launched by Masgaw Dock Shipbuilders Limited to mark the completion of 250 years? Yes, very good, very good. Yes, बहुत बढ़िया, very good. Answer is indigenous Medgate submarines called as Arowana. Okay, बहुत बढ़िया. Next question. EPFO, another EPFO question for you. So what is the purpose of the auto-made claim settlement introduced by the EPFO? Just now I have discussed this with you just now. Okay, we talked about this. 1 lakh is the limit. So that is a question for you. Yes, answer is B, to process advance claims for education, marriage, housing. Okay, so yes, absolutely right. Illness is also there, but obviously illness is also included into there, but not the only. Okay, but so answer is 2. Yes, CPI, Consumer Price Index. So a kind of a favorite question for you guys. CPI was in news recently, so recent data is also mentioned over here, so you need to answer accordingly. CPI, Consumer Price Index, given by National Statistical Office, NSO, comes under Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. Okay, so give me the answer of this question. One, two, and three. Okay, so 1, absolute right, annual inflation rate based on the all India. Okay, April month, right hai. Okay, then the corresponding inflation rates of the rural and urban areas. So urban area we can see the lesser inflation than the rural areas. Okay, CPI for months of Jan, Feb, March were 5.0, 5.09, 4.85 respectively. Okay, the data is bit wrong. Okay, the data regarding the month of March is right, but the other is absolutely wrong. The year, sorry, this is right. Okay, sorry. 5.10, 5.09, right, and sudden drastic drop is there, so this is right, absolutely. Okay, I thought they mentioned about December, very sorry for that. Jan and Feb, right. The year on year inflation for the groups clothing, footwear, housing, fuel, light has increased since the last month. Okay, no, clothing, footwear, housing, okay, is having some downward trend. Food inflation is having the upward trend. Food inflation is having the huge upward trend, but in the other areas we can see the downward trend in the last few months. I will say the month of Jan, Feb, and April having some March, sorry, having some downward trend. Even in the month of April is having the downward trend, so it's going down. अगर ये बढ़ रहा होता, इंक्रीज हो रहा होता, तो ये नंबर्स भी आपको बहुत सिग्निफिकेंटली बढ़ते हुए दिखते थे. फूड इन्फ्लेशन इज प्लेइंग द क्रूशियल रोल ओवर हियर. नेक्स्ट, 4-day long India skill will allow participants to showcase their diverse skills and talent on the national platform across the various skills from the traditional craft to cutting edge technologies. Which of the following statement about the India Skill Competition 2024 correct? Okay, India Skill Competition was in news recently. चलो आंसर कर दीजिएगा. We'll cover 3 more questions after this. ओके मेरे ख्याल से यहाँ पे इसके आंसर को लेके चलो देखते हैं. यू आर सेइंग 1, 2 and 4. ओके, थर्ड करेक्ट नहीं है, क्यों? यस, 61 स्किल्स अक्रॉस इंडिया, 61 स्किल्स की बात हो रही है. ओके, सो यस, योर आंसर इज राइट. 1, 2 and 4 इज एब्सोल्युटली राइट. बहुत बढ़िया, वेरी गुड. ओके, राइट आंसर. Question number 30. This is easy. For the first time, India has set up its own pavilion at the which conference or which summit in Netherlands. We talked about this. Green hydrogen जो मिशन हमारा है उसी को फोकस किया गया है. So it's very easy. World Hydrogen Summit? Yes, absolutely right. So answer is right, nothing wrong in that. Okay, Indian delegation comprises nominees from the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, Department of Science and Technology, Railways, Ministry of Petroleum, Natural Gas, and the private sector companies as well. But the headed by, of course, this ministry headed the whole pavilion, as well as green hydrogen mission was the target of India. Yeah, read it carefully. We have few questions depending on this passage. So read this passage carefully. On a significant day for India's strategic interest, agreements was signed to operate the strategic port of. This development is part of long-term vision as the contract spans a duration of long period of time. The agreement was facilitated between a prominent Indian entity and the Iranian Port Maritime Organization. Under this agreement, Y commits to an initial investments of 120 million USD with the additional 250 million anticipated through the debt. So this is the a loan part, this is the investment part, 120 million and 250 million. This can be another question. A question is regarding Chabwar Port. The question is regarding Chabwar Port. So very simple for you. So answer के X को लेके, जो X point mention किया था उसको लेके, to diversify India's international trade routes and enhance economic ties with Iran, to establish military base for India in the region, to invest in infrastructure development and increase the operational capabilities. Okay, so X again मैं वापस दिखा देता हूँ आपको. Okay, this is the X part. Signed to operate and strategic port of which port? Okay, so X का आंसर क्या रहेगा? छब्बार पोर्ट की बात हो रही है. So answer is 1 and 3. Okay, establish military base is not the India's focus. Okay, it might be India's hidden agenda but not India's main focus. Okay, so answer is 1 and 3 absolutely. छब्बार पोर्ट की बात हो रही है. X stands for छब्बार पोर्ट. Which organization is representing Y? Y का आंसर वैसे आप लोगों ने कर दिया है. Y का आंसर इज इंडियन पोर्ट ग्लोबल लिमिटेड, विच यू हैव ऑलरेडी आंसर्ड. यस, एब्सोल्युटली राइट. ओके, चलो X का भी हमने डिस्कस कर लिया था. X इज छब्बार पोर्ट. शहीद बहेश्ती पोर्ट या शहीद बहेश्ती पोर्ट एरिया, ये भी इसको नाम हम लोग देते हैं. यस, एब्सोल्युटली राइट. ठीक है, चलो एक इसका आंसर कर दीजिएगा, देन आई विल स्टॉप. TEPA was in news recently. So question is regarding TEPA. ट्रेड एंड इकोनॉमिक पार्टनरशिप एग्रीमेंट की बात होती है. ट्रेड एंड इकोनॉमिक पार्टनरशिप एग्रीमेंट, दैट इज TEPA. सो वाज रिसेंटली स्विट्जरलैंड, आइसलैंड, नॉर्वे and the Liechtenstein. Yes, absolutely. So answer of this question is 5. Okay, so recently it was in news. एक आखिरी क्वेश्चन ले लेते हैं और फिर रुक जाते हैं 35 क्वेश्चंस. ओके, because last week ज़्यादा PIB नहीं था. Okay, so I will share rest of the questions in PDF. According to the data from the economic think tank GTRI, which has emerged as India's largest trading partner, surpassing with two-way commerce totaling 118.4 billion, which we know already. Okay, which we know already. So आपको दो कंट्रीज के नाम बताने, सबसे बड़ा ट्रेडिंग पार्टनर कौन है और सेकंड नंबर पे कौन आता है. हमारे जितने भी ट्रेडिंग पार्टनर्स हैं उनमें से टॉप 10 में से 9 के साथ हम लोग डेफिसिट में हैं, सिर्फ एक के साथ हम लोग सरप्लस में हैं. सो वी आर ओनली विथ सरप्लस विथ यूएसए. सो हम केवल यूएस के साथ सरप्लस में आते हैं यहाँ पे. बाकी चाइना के साथ हमारा सबसे ज्यादा ट्रेड है, बट वी आर इन डेफिसिट. सो आउट ऑफ 10 ट्रेडिंग पार्टनर्स, इंडिया इज इन डेफिसिट विथ 9 एंड सरप्लस विथ 1. इट्स नॉट अ गुड न्यूज, बट ऑब्वियस है कि वी नीड टू इंक्रीज दिस नंबर. हमें नंबर इंक्रीज करना पड़ेगा एंड वी नीड टू reduce this number. So that should be our main focus, and that was in news recently. That's it. So yes guys, that's all from my side for the day. So these were some questions from the PIB. Those who are preparing for the first time, or those who are going through for the first time for the regulatory bodies, we need to keep this habit of solving such kind of question. A bigger question, a bit complicated questions, having huge information, and this content is always helpful for you. यही आपके लिए helpful रहेगा. उम्मीद करता हूँ कि आपको बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिला होगा. So thank you very much, and अगर सेशन अच्छा लगा तो लाइक करना मत भूलिएगा, ठीक है। दैट्स ऑल गाइज, विल सी यू टुमारो, कल बात होगी एंड टुमारो विल टॉक अबाउट मोर एंड मोर अबाउट द फाइनेंशियल एंड इकोनॉमिक न्यूज regarding the Indian economy, important for the RBI Grade B, SEBI and the NABARD. Okay, bye bye, take care.